Salve again, hombres. My name is L.A.zy and welcome back to Analogue, I Hate Story. You realized in our previous video that this game is basically a reading simulator. You basically recover files and you read what's on them, revealing some kind of history, like some sort of royalty or some sort. And as you can see here, we have stopped previously on the Kim Song-yuk or something. Yeah, we basically did read this and we saved it last time. So, let's keep going and see what else we can find out. Maybe we got something new unlocked. Okay, access log, documents, recent messages. Anything new? New magistrate. Dearest mother, if you haven't already heard the good news, my husband has been appointed by the emperor to the position of magistrate. He's taken over the office of Magistrate Park starting today, which is just tremendous for a man his age. I have no doubt that he was perfectly humble when he got the news, since he certainly has been wild talking about in front of his father-in-law. In private though, it's another story. Either the family held a small feast to celebrate the news and he had the same attitude then too. But afterwards, when everyone else had left and gone to bed, we stayed up to sit together drinking wine and it was a whole lot more somber. He wasn't modest, but he wasn't boastful either. He was just outright insecure. He might not say it in front of you, but you know what? He said to me as I poured him more wine. He takes all credit for my promotion. According to him, it's all because of the Emperor's perfect new bride, which is of course all because of him, I said quietly. I don't want to take credit for her. I wasn't the one who got her to shut up, that was all him. I don't like discussing it. And please, mother, don't even ask me why. Doesn't matter, he said. That's not why I got promoted. I got promoted because High Magistrate, Park and I managed to make Smith look so bad he had to get shuffled off. It's exposing the whoring and thuggery that did it, not the damn pale bride, he said with annoyance. Well, that's how he is. You know he'll never give you credit for anything, I said. He replied. I know, I just wish he'd acknowledge it. I just don't know how he can be so stupid as to not be proud of me, you know? I know, I said. But let's not focus on that right now. I think we should focus on the good right now. How about we toast to your princess instead? Here's to the new magistrate Kim. I raised my glass and drank. He betrayed the faintest of smiles, but he didn't share my toast, and instead put down his glass. For a moment I was worried, but then he used that hand to grab my chin instead. For the first time ever, kissed me on the mouth. Far sweeter than any wine, he said to me. I wasn't sure if he meant the kiss or the success, but I agreed anyway. Well, what will you say, missy? Well, as you'll see soon enough, it all seems to come back to the pale bride. I don't think Kim Chung-soo ever thought very much of his adopted son, or at least neither he nor his wife thought so. You want to know what I think, though? Of course. I think they're both really dumb. I mean, it's not like she ever did anything. It's not her fault. She just happened to be there, and that was merely a political gesture. What kind of person projects their insecurities onto someone who only ever just got pushed around? Sorry, I guess I'm getting a little bit off track here. It's not really helpful, is it? I think it pretty much is. You did tell us a bit about him, so just for the sake of you smiling, I'll say it is. Ah well, anyway, getting back on track here. Okay. Anything else we need to know? Nothing new unlocked. No messages are unread. A cliche to remember. Namjoon Yobi, men are honored, women are based. If you can only remember one thing, remember this phrase. Tell us what that means. Really, that's just something we need to keep in mind when reading these logs. It was considered to be a natural way of things. Well, what do you think? Kinda stupid. I know, right? Just absolutely terrible and stupid. that was normal. So try to keep that in mind. That's what everyone really did believe, even nearly all of the women. And if that sounds terrible to you, well, you must come from an awfully nice society. Definitely. Anything else? Oh, you didn't tell us about this. That's the end of the Kim family tree, as best as I could possibly manage to compile it. I'm afraid it's the best I could do. Ordinarily, women's names aren't even put on the genealogies, so I had trouble with those. I hope that helps you keep track of the family, though. I'm pretty much guessing so. Let's see what we can find. Let's see if there's anything else to find. No messages. We've read all those. Let's check all the blocks first and see if we missed anything. Okay, everything read on this block. Everything read on this. Marital admonitions. Nope, I don't think so. Recent messages. Wait, she did tell us about it. Ah, damn. We already saw this. Damn it, I can't seem to find anything else. If you look in your interface, once you open the document, you can click on that little button of me to show me whatever it is. So which subject do you wish to know more about? Oh, whoa, sorry, it's just, you heard that already, right? I think I just repeated myself there. Sorry, I kind of tend to do that. That's the problem with computers, and to respond the same way of things. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I can't help it. I won't mention it again, but, well here, let me change something to try and make things less confusing to you. If the Speak to Me menu item or the Show Message button is grayed out, that means I have nothing new for you. Hopefully that will help. Otherwise, it's just a weird quirk you'll have to accept. Sorry. Okay. Oh wait, we spoke with her or whatever. Oh man, what else do we need to find? Everything else is just locked. I don't know what else to read. Okay, block 9. The new air, new happiness, new friendship, new majesty. Everything's new. Why not stick with the old? Ah, Jesus Christ. Helpful notes. Nope. Pale bride again? Ah, man. Okay, nothing here. A pack of idiots. What do you think? So here's the background, I suppose. There were two major noble families in the Mugunghwa. The Kims were the big one, and as I'm sure you can see. The Smiths were the other major family, but I'm afraid I can't really tell you very much about them. They were the most important family on the ship until just before the end. The High Magistrate was a Smith until the very last year even. I can give you a little bit about them for reference so you can see who the Kim men thought their big enemy was. The Smiths didn't really matter very much at the end, so I don't know much about them. I certainly never met any of them, so I'm just going off with what I've read. Here, this should give you an idea of what I mean. Smith Kyung Sam. When our family falls into decline, I just want to be perfectly clear why. It's because Dae Hyun's sons are the biggest collection of idiots in the entire show. Oh wait, we read this. Contempt. Oh, something new. Oh Sojin. Despite having hardly shown their faces in the entire time I have lived in the Smith house, the second branch of the family has taken upon themselves to visit again, a week after we forced them to endure their smug eye-rolling at the funeral. Of course, it would be impolite to turn them all away. At the door, no matter how poor taste their timing was, so what the other choice did we have but to let them in? Husband wanted to have nothing to do with them. Being distracted by Jaime, a mother-in-law had been hiding in her room, leaving it to me to entertain them. Of course, as soon as I had sent their sons to go see our daughter, cousin-in-law King Sam made quite clear it was not that sort of visit. His wife just sat there silent while he ripped into me. I couldn't write down all his words, it was simply one line of abuse after another. Apparently we were to blame for Sankyu leaving before they showed up, for wearing the wrong mourning garb, for my husband's shocked reaction to his brother's death. In fact, we were to be blamed for his death itself. All he kept shouting about was how embarrassing for the family it was that a noble man of the Smith house had been allowed to drink himself to death. As for the real tragedy was that it looked bad. I might not have felt bad about Sang-chun dying, but the rest of the family did. To hear such words making light of their loss was appalling. Yet he kept going, shouting awful thing after awful thing, until finally the most unexpected thing happened. Mother-in-law entered the room. "What is going on here?" she asked. He stood up. I was just passing on the message to the son's wife about his disgraceful conduct since he won't show his face himself. Then he added, "I'm embarrassed to be a Smith right now. Do you think people don't know about our family's shame? Do you have any idea how much of a fool I look like?" Never saw a more terrifying expression on someone's face. She just glared at him. Finally she said, "Yes, but you clearly do not, or you would have lowered your voice." It took him a moment for that to register, and he was just shocked, but mother-in-law wasn't done. "Please leave," she said. "Now." They stared at each other for a good while. Mother-in-law naturally won, and with a scowl, King Sam and his family departed. When they had left, I turned to her. "Thank you," I said. She just shook her head in disgust and exited her own room without another word. Okay, we got that cleared up. What do you say? Sorry, I don't really think there's anything about them you find relevant. Okay. By example. Smith Kyung Sam, I've given up on my attempts at convincing the main branch family to get their act together, as clearly speaking reasons to any of that pack of idiots is a fool's errand. Now I can only hope that their self-destruction is quick, such that when it's my son's turn to pick up the pieces of the Smith's name and reputation, he will be able to do it as soon as possible. He seems far less worried about it than I am. Of course he's only a child, but the boy's mature for his years, and perhaps there's wisdom of his calmness. All I have to do is better than them, right? He asked me while I was in a rage about the handling of the funeral. Isn't that what gentlemen do, lead by example? He is right, of course. As a noble family, we're supposed to be an example to the middle classes, and the commoners and the slaves. Perhaps so too must we serve as an example to the family of the High Magistrate and his brother. Perhaps things will not be so doomed for my son after all. It will be hard for him, of course, if the main branch family continues on this path of decay. But if any boy will grow up to be able to put things right, I believe it is him. There is hope, I guess. Still no relevance? What else can we read about it then? This is literally a reading simulator, like, You're reading an electronic book, but hey, it doesn't hurt to read once in a while, does it? Here comes the fall. Here comes the fall. At least nobody's going to say I didn't see this coming. News like Sang-min has gotten SAG just came in, which is definitely the death of any respectability in his family. Temporary leave it's been described as, but it's obviously a political move on the part of the Emperor. I think I've got a pretty good idea of what he's playing at too. He's hoping that making a move against Sang-min will push him over the edge, make him do something defensively stupid, and use that as an excuse to shuffle him off for good. It's a good plan, it'll work. Meanwhile, the Kim family seems to be up on the rise, getting ready to fill the gaps left by our collapse. Now it's all up to my son. If he's not able to rebuild after all of this, then the whole family is doomed to permanent decline. Everything rides on him. No relevance again? Oh man, what else? Okay, we read everything here. Okay, let's see what's on block 10. Nothing new. Nothing new again. Nope. Nuh-uh. Nothing. Oh man. Ah, damn it. Oh man, anything we can speak about with you? Oh man. Oh man, not what I want to do. Back please. Nope. Oh boy. Pack of idiots. Oh man. You are no help at all. Nothing. Come on, just give me something. Oh man, is this gonna be just like me looking for something for a whole few hours? Shorter this message. Oh man, I'm getting really impatient. Shorter this. Let's check if we shorter any of the messages here. The new happiness. Sucks wife. We showed her this. We showed her everything. Block 4. Nope. This one. Nah. Example. Again, nope. Again, nothing. God damn it. Oh wait, we checked this out already? Oh, we didn't show this to her. Ah, of course, the last person to hold the title as Captain Emperor on the ship was Ryu In-ho. Which of Captain Ryu's wives do you wish to know more about? The Pale Bride, please. Very well. Sure, a lot, so this is going to be tricky to filter. I guess I'll just start at the top, and I'll let you figure out what's important. Ryu Jae-hwa, the woman who will marry my husband. Okay, I think we did so. Very well. Don't have much on her, and I think you'll find relevant. Let's see. Here, how about this? Confidence. When my husband asked what I thought of the idea of him taking a new wife, I presented him with the weakest of smiles, but said that I thought it was a good idea, if he thought so. That I would be happy if a younger woman were to relieve me of the pressure of bringing him a son. I have no doubt that this is the answer he wanted me to give, with convincing enough expression to go along with it. If there's one thing I'm confident in, it is my ability to read exactly what my husband wants to hear. Having heard that the girl he's considering is only 13 years of age, however, it is certain that I have no confidence in any other thing. It'll take her in a few years, right when she's reached marriage age. She'll be at the peak of her beauty and won't have matured too much. Doubtlessly, unlike me, she'll have no problems delivering the son he needs. Perhaps jealousy is unbecoming of me, but it's pragmatic too. When we were young, his affections for me were so strong, but now that we are both old, how could I possibly compete with a young bride? Well, that fear turned out to be completely unfounded. You'll see why soon enough you read more about the Pale Bride. Okay. Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for paying attention to me. It's like I was saying earlier, I just haven't had anyone to talk to in so long. Last time there was anyone around on the ship was the year 322. By my count, it's now 944. I mean, do you have any idea how long that is? It wasn't really so bad at first. It was nice to not have to worry about anyone telling me what to do. I could just occupy myself, go through the old logs, but, well, I read quickly. After the first few years, I really started to sink in. Loneliness. Eventually, you sort of get used to it. It feels awful, you never like it, but you get used to it, in ways that sort of scare you. There was a whole 100 years that went by where I didn't have a single thought, not a one, just sat there idle. I didn't even notice. Just, I had been feeling particularly, what's the word? Sleepy. I want to say, but that's not right. I guess maybe that doesn't translate. Anyway, the point is, I was in a lazy mood and I decided to call my clocks subroutine. It turned out I had 3 trillion milliseconds since the last time I called it scary. Jeez, I'm rambling. Sorry, as you can understand, my perception of time is all off. Sorry. Well, shut up. But my point is, I'm real happy to have someone out here. No problem. Okay, we showed her this message. Okay. Block 5. We got something new. The month of good fortune. Kim Jung-soo, the second month of the 319th year, was one of the great fortune of the Kim family. While on official business, the Captain Emperor Ryu confided in me that he wished that I had a daughter of marriage age to give him, take as his second wife. His first wife had been unable to provide a son, and was becoming increasingly concerned that she never would. At the start of the month, I had no daughter in my family to give. My only son, Young-suk, was still without a child. It was a perfect opportunity. This may sound fantastical, but I swear it is true. Passed on through generations of the main branch of the Kim family is a giant egg, transient lustre, such that one you can see the form of a sleeping child inside. She's known as the Pale Bride for the inscription on the egg. She was entrusted in our family to be awakened during the time of great prosperity. As many may know, prosperity is seized, not waited on. A daughter to provide the emperor with a son would elevate the family above the other noble house once and for all. Considering this, I promised the emperor I'd have a daughter who would soon be of marriage age to present her. Then I smashed the egg such that the Pale Bride passed through the Kim family for years, could be adopted as my own daughter. She's a strange child, but will make a fine wife for the emperor. What good fortune this means. I'm afraid nearly everything the man wrote was of very little value. It all reads like that. Boring, stiff, obnoxiously patriarchal. I sure really want more from Kim Jong-soo. Sure, if you insist. Very well, I've added other relevant entries from him. I'll caution you from taking him seriously though. What else? The Pale Bride, Yoon-suk's wife and insufferable child, the bride's adolescence. Broken promise. What else do we got here? The Pale Bride. Dear Diary, last week I woke up from a cryostasis. Before I went in, Father promised me that when I woke up in the future, they'd have medicine again. Then I'd finally get better. That I might not see him again, but his descendants would make everything right. But the future broke his promise. I'm scared and confused and I don't get what happened. I think there was a big disaster while I was in stasis or something. Everyone's so uneducated and stupid. Father and mother were kind of dumb at times, but the guy who woke me up might be named Kim. But he's nothing like them. Father was wrong, nothing's better. The future sucks. Oh boy. The Pale Bride did keep an extensive diary. I'll try to find you some more entries. Okay, thank you. That'll be so sweet of you. So sweet of you. Wow. There's a lot of them. I don't think I can cover them in one video. Insufferable child. Okay, we'll read this final entry and then we'll save up on that. Dearest mother. Okay. Do you recall how in my last letter I mentioned the Pale Bride being brought into the household? I take back any kind words I might have said about her. That awful child is nothing but the most insufferable person I've ever met. I just thought I would have a little more time of peace. Young Suk's adopted mother visiting her own family. I've been giving full responsibility over that miserable child. What happened to my promised domestic bliss? She's in trouble so often. One would think she were a boy. She acts like one too. I suppose it can't be helped. She says she lived her first 12 years in the past, and I can see it. She suddenly acts as though she's from a less civilized time. Just last night she made a huge scene at dinner time. She kept trying to rudely leave the table in front of young Suk and father-in-law, loudly insisting that she was too sick to eat. She has said this before too. I was worried, so I had a doctor examine her. She is, of course, in perfect health. When I asked why she thought otherwise, she started talking about how pale and thin she was. She's not truly unhealthy. All she was doing was rubbing it in, and that she's far more delicate and beautiful than I. What a cruel little child. What was she's so spiteful to me? Oh, do you want to know more from King Sok's wife, or do you want the reply from her mother? How about her mother? Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have anything. Explain why if you want. Go ahead. I have to understand something. It's traditional for women's letters to be deleted after being read, so the disk space can be relocated. Women aren't really supposed to read or write. That's kinda sexist a lot. Certainly the nobles did. It's just the idea was that spending time in education got in the way of the important virtues of women, which was serving her husband. So in practice, even if a woman was literate, she could at least excuse it by destroying her words afterwards. It's less pretentious if at least the writing wasn't permanent. Does that sound reasonable to you? Kinda stupid to be honest. Yes it is. But that's how it is. But regardless, Kim Suk's wife was definitely considered a very virtuous woman, so I have none of the letters that she received. So I'm sorry, I can't give you anything there. No worries. At least we got what we wanted. Okay, let's save up here, and I'm gonna leave this video here. Like I said, it's a pretty much a reading simulator and electronic book, if you want to call it so, but hey, I don't really mind. Kinda helps out to read once in a while. So either ways, That's it for this video. Thank you all who watched, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.